Hi, and welcome back to Garden Dialogue. This is segment 2 of episode 1. Why don't you tell them a little bit about what Course in Miracles actually is, or show them the book?
Okay. Well, A Course in Miracles, this is A Course in Miracles, and it comes from the Foundation for Inner Peace. And this particular publication includes the preface, the text, which really talks about, the origination of where A Course in Miracles comes from, and basically, the mind change. And then there's the workbook for students, so that you can go back and you can review the things that you have learned and see just how, how much it's actually seeped in. And then there's a manual for teachers. The Course teaches very clearly that, we're all learners and we're all teachers. And in order for us to learn or to teach, we must be willing to be both. So it includes the manual for teachers, and then it also includes a clarification of terms, because it is a mind flip. A Course in Miracles is a total mind flip, because it teaches, that everything we see and everything that we perceive is actually 180 degrees of reality. So it really is, like I said, it comes from the Foundation for Inner Peace, and it's really an amazing publication.
Yeah.
And it's a relatively easy read. I mean, I think you could probably read this in about 12 years. I've been reading it for a long time. But that's pretty much what it is. It's available everywhere. You just have to go online and Google it, and you can find it. And there are several websites where you can even go and get all of the information that's in it, and download it and read it right from your computer.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting about the Course is that it has the nerve to tell you that this is a required course.
Yes, I love that.
And I love that. Like, what the hell book is telling me that this is a required course? And what's really interesting is that when you sit down and think about it for a moment, it is a required course in the sense that you're living life every day, and that is the Course itself. And the Course basically is sort of a tool to teach you how to look at life in a different way, from a different perspective than maybe a lot of people are normally used to. We've got, as human beings, we have, our upbringings that instill within us habitual, thought systems and actions and things like that. And they don't serve us very well, do they? I mean, some people do have a great upbringing and it serves them very well, but I think a lot of us pretty much don't.
Well, what's interesting is, just to elaborate on that a little bit further, is that the Course manifests through a thought, and the thought was, there must be another way.
And that's, like I was saying in the previous segment, for me, I felt like I reached a dead end.
Uh-huh.
And at that dead end, I was like, there's got to be another way. I got to do something.
Yeah.
So that's what's really cool about the Course. Even if you never pick it up in this lifetime, you're still taking the Course, because whether you use this as a tool to better, quote unquote, better your life, you're always searching for a way to better your life. Who isn't? Anyone really wants is peace and happiness. That's all anyone wants. So there are many different perspectives. Today we're talking about the Course in Miracles. There's the Law of Attraction, and I'm personally a very big fan of Abraham Hicks, who wrote the Law of Attraction and Ask and It Is Given. If you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, you can go ahead and Google that. You'll probably be pretty surprised with that. It's pretty amazing teachings. But it's really the same message, actually, the Law of Attraction. It's the same message, but when you sort of take a look at the whole picture, the big picture, it's two different sort of paths, perhaps, but they really lead to the same thing. And really, the Law of Attraction is in this book anyway, and Course in Miracles is in Law of Attraction, if you will. So
you mean, I think of it as two different approaches.
Two different approaches.
Yeah, to get to where you're going is where, I think in terms of, Law of Attraction, when I think of law of attraction, I think, oh, that's very scientific. You know, I think in terms of it being scientific.
And it is.
And when I think in terms of, A Course in Miracles, I think, oh, that's very spiritual. That's very spiritually driven.
Right. And I think what's really interesting is that depending on what you need, so to speak, that's what you're going to gravitate towards. So there are a lot of people, for example, who are, they're very loving people doing very loving acts, but yet they get no goodness in their life. You know what I mean?
Because they're too consumed with helping other people.
They're too consumed with helping other people, or whatever the case may be, and they're not really understanding this sort of process of life, and they may need to sort of toughen up, plain and simple. They may need to toughen up
or relax,
relax. And A Course in Miracles, that perspective is maybe for someone who is a little too abrasive. It's all about being balanced. That's what life is really all about. People who are much, much too abrasive, who are self-empowered to the point of ego, which is not really true self-empowerment. A Course in Miracles can teach them how to find their inner peace. So, would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It helped me to find my inner peace. I think that if it can happen for me, it can happen for anyone.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Cool.